If you like skincare and you follow various skincare channels online, you'll see that there's an awful lot of myths around and things that people are saying about skin that you may wonder if they're true or not. Well, I'm going to debunk some of the most common ones today. First up, oily skin doesn't need moisturizer. Actually, it usually and very often does. It's just about the right moisturizer. So if you have oily skin, you're producing too much sebum. That is often done in response to your skin being dehydrated. For example, if your skin is dehydrated, and this means it's lacking in hyaluronic acid and therefore in the water that the skin can hold, it will, as a response to that, produce more oil. If you go and put heavy duty lipid-based moisturizers on your skin, you will clog it up more, and for an oily skin type that can almost certainly lead to breakouts. But moisturizers can be very lightweight and focusing on that dehydration aspect rather than the dryness aspect, and they are different things. So looking for really lightweight hyaluronic acid based serums, for example, is a really good choice for many oilier skin types. So it is possible to moisturize oily skin without causing breakouts, and indeed it may help make your skin's oil production better. Second up is that facial exercises are going to get rid of your wrinkles. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing facial exercises if that's something that you enjoy as part of your routine and you find works really well for you. But if you've got lines and wrinkles that are already there, there's very little that's going to get rid of them, let alone something like facial exercises. You can't really do harm by doing these sorts of exercises, but are they going to give you the really significant benefits you might be looking for? No. What you need to be thinking about is having a consultation with an aesthetic expert who can guide you towards the treatments that are going to work best for you, that fit your expectations, and that also fit with the treatments you're comfortable with considering. Third up is that no pain, no gain is the norm or the only way to get results within skincare. Now, once upon a time, I would have said true. The best skincare products tended to cause some mild irritation of the skin. You might have some dryness, some flaking, some redness. But there are people I hear saying things like, oh, if it doesn't burn, it means it's not working. And that's just nonsense. Nowadays, many skincare formulations are really sophisticated and work far more elegantly to deliver results with powerful active ingredients without causing the irritation. And we have to remember that that irritation is compromising your skin barrier. So that's not a good thing. We don't want barrier dysfunction. That can drive all sorts of other health and skin problems moving forwards. So I'm not a fan of causing inflammation in the skin. In fact, I will do anything I can to avoid it in myself and in my patients. Next up, that if you're going on holiday, if you get yourself a base tan with some sunbeds before you go, that you're not going to burn while you're away. Again, unfortunately, this just isn't true. So sunbeds contain a very artificial spectrum of UV light. So many of them have even up to 99% of UVA light. UVA is what drives aging, and it's what drives cancer risk and melanin production within the skin largely. But UVB is the one that's responsible for you burning. Now, if you go from this intense UVA, you've got some colour, and you go on holiday to a tropical or a warm country and you don't protect your skin adequately, you are still going to get sunburn. We really need to remember that that is, especially the younger you are, the more risk of it causing you real significant health problems in later years. So we should not ever neglect sun protection. No matter how tanned you are, you should be thinking, I still need to reapply my sunscreen. And that should be a factor 50 if you're in a really hot climate, and a factor 30 on an autumnal or wintry UK day like we've got today. Natural beauty. There's this real clean beauty trend, and people thinking that anything that's natural or organic is better. Again, I'm afraid it's complete rubbish. There are some incredible natural ingredients or ingredients that have come from nature, but many of these things that are touted as natural are actually full of essential oils, for example, which are really irritant for the skin. Now, you might not know they're irritating you unless you have a sensitive skin condition, but they are. They're causing this micro irritation in the skin, which can culminate in one day giving you a skin problem. There's nothing wrong with laboratory generated ingredients at all. Many of these kind of biotech type skincare ingredients are extremely clever and extremely safe. So just think twice. Natural doesn't mean safe. Next up, pores open and close. No, they don't. Your pores are always open. They're the opening on the skin surface of your hair follicle, and they're what a hair emerges through. They're always open. Now, your pores will dilate more if you produce a lot of oil. So an oilier skin type will have more dilated pores than a less oily skin type. And you will find that as you age, your pores become more visible, and this is due to loss of collagen and the supporting matrix around the pores. But your pores don't open and close. There's nothing you can do to make a pore shut. It will always be open, and it's a natural, healthy, and essential part of the skin. Last but not least, that you don't need to cleanse in the morning. You come home at the end of a day, you've got makeup on, you've got sunscreen on, you cleanse your face, you do a double cleanse, and you know your skin is squeaky clean. Now you go to bed at night, having had your night products on, and you wake up in the morning. If you've got a more sensitive skin type that does react to being over cleansed, then sure, you don't need to cleanse in the morning. But we have to remember, cleansers these days are much more sophisticated. They're not particularly irritant unless you're choosing ones that deliberately are irritant. And imagine, like me, for example, I get up in the morning and I go to the gym, I exercise. I need to get that sweat out of my skin. Or if you've got an oilier skin and your skin's produced sebum overnight and some of that's oxidized in your pores, that also needs to be removed. The answer is it depends a little bit on your skin type, and there might be some situations where skipping a morning cleanse is okay, but most people will still benefit from cleansing in the morning. If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.